Well, good evening, South Florida, and welcome to It's Happening Out, the world's most popular live gay television talk show. We've been on the air for 3.5 years. And oh my God, how long have I been doing this with you?
1.5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
It seems like 100.
Yeah, there we go. There we
There
go.
you go, white men. What are you talking about?
It's 9 p.m. It's Wednesday, March 23rd, 2022, and I'm your anchor, Al Ferguson. Let's start by meeting tonight's host at It's Happening Out. First off, let's welcome FayWhat. She is a radio and television personality and has a popular blog and YouTube channel aiming to unite the L and the G together. You can watch the new Fay, well, not so new now.
It's not old. Don't call it old.
Yeah.
Call it fresh and refreshing and new. Effervescent, almost.
Are you done?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. All right. You can watch the old FayWhat show, the world's first LGBTQ show, Mondays at 9 a.m. online and your smart television. And this is Wednesday night, and I'm going to be traveling with you for the next, it seems like a lifetime, for the next 4 days.
Yes, yeah, we get to, I got my own room, thank goodness. I was going to put you in the closet, but no, I'm looking forward to it. This weekend is going to be jam-packed with stuff to do. We are back, people.
What are we doing?
We are doing Tampa Pride. Yeah, we're going to Tampa Pride. We're going to be broadcasting the parade. It's going to be fantabulous. And then on Sunday, we are going to Palm Beach Pride as well.
That's right.
We're making up for lost time in a big way.
Yeah, as we're traveling around, are you going to bring a trick or are you going to hook one up there?
I'm bringing the trick that put a ring on it. You know, they say don't bring sand to the beach, but too late.
Too late.
I already told Teresa she could go.
Yeah, okay. All right, next let's welcome John. There's so much truth to that, by the way. Next, let's welcome John Hayden. John's been a journalist for 27 years. Translation, he's old. And now works for several South Florida outlets, meaning he has trouble keeping a job, but mostly including South Florida Gay News, covering politics, arts, and the bar scene. Mostly, unfortunately, for the latest in happy hour news. Good evening, John.
Good evening, Al. Good evening, everyone. I'm so excited also for this weekend. Also, I had a busy morning for SFGN doing a lot of late-breaking stories, one of which is Act Blue, the Democrat fundraising arm, putting up billboards that say gay or say gay upon them. It's a big deal because they're trying to raise $300,000 to get the message across that even though they passed the Don't Say Gay bill, we're still going to be here and fight. You can check out that story at SFGN tomorrow, online or on stands.
I love that Faye's on camera and you're talking about plug after plug and she's going, yeah, I don't know, whatever.
But she's messing with her plugs.
Yeah.
Listen, these extensions are super expensive. Ladies, you know, right? You know, you be knowing. This is human hair right here, all right? You know how much this costs to put in? 8 hours.
Really? That's human hair?
Yes.
Oh.
Look. It feels real. You know how much it's not synthetic.
Well, I looked at it. I thought it was horsehair. All right. Well, let's welcome Paul Thomas.
Oh, my goodness.
Paul, we're going to turn our attention
I'm
to
a
you
little
now.
worried.
Currently the chairman of the LGBTQ plus advisory committee to the city of Miami Beach. Oh, you're a high muckety muck.
No.
Yeah. Board member of Miami Beach Pride. Well, we're going to talk about that in a second. And he's on the board of trustees for the Point Foundation and the endorsement committee. That's a big one for SAVE. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
So what's on my mind? Is that what I'm talking about?
No, not yet. Wow, he's already trying to finish the show. We haven't even started.
Thank you, everybody.
Look, this is what
Good
happens.
night.
This is what happens, world. Okay, when someone gets to have shots before the show starts.
Yeah.
Okay?
And they told me to have fun. And I'm like, okay, but I have to
exactly.
pay attention and have fun at the same time.
Perhaps you should probably. We're talking about Tampa and Palm Beach. Perhaps
This
you
weekend?
should say something this weekend. Perhaps you should say something about
Your pride.
Miami.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to talk about. I'm really excited.
Thank you. That's enough.
We're working really, really hard, and we're excited, and everybody come down and have lots of fun. And really, if you get a chance, check out any of our ancillary events leading
How
up
do you get
to,
there? What's the website?
MiamiBeachPride.com. Everything is on our website. Check out all the events leading up to Pride. The Legends Ball is going to be amazing.
yes,
Queer
our
Art
Greg
Showcase
Shapiro.
is going to be
Greg
amazing.
Shapiro is going to be in the Legacy event.
we're going to
And
be
by the way,
Great time.
there's somebody that's I heard in Roku television and Apple television that parade's going to be broadcast. I wonder who's going to be doing that, though.
Me.
I think
There we go.
Me and you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, next up, let's welcome Scott Galvin. He has been in the news. Even if you don't know he's in the news, he's been in the news a lot. Yeah. He is the executive director of Safe Schools South Florida, providing a safe space for LGBTQ plus youth. And by the way, over the last couple of weeks, that got a lot harder. A member of the North Miami City Council, the longest serving LGBTQ plus legislator in the state of Florida. Wow, what a great accomplishment that is. And good evening, Scott.
I was waiting for the setup and the roast.
It's coming.
Like that. It's interesting when you look at me, you automatically think lesbian.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that, is because Safe Schools is excited that this weekend we're going to be on stage with the Indigo Girls at their concerts in Pompano Beach in Melbourne.
So jealous.
We still need some volunteers.
So jealous. That's awesome,
But it's
Scott.
funny, we were contacted by their management because of Don't Say Gay to come up and talk to the concert goers. We'll have a table talking to them about Don't Say Gay, and then we'll actually be on stage.
You know, it's interesting, Scott, to the point that you just made, and we just take 1 second to make this observation. In all of the horror show that we've watched over the last 2 months from our governor here in Florida and the craziness in the Senate and the House, there are many good things, because once upon a time you could not imagine Indigo Girls come to South Florida and say, wait, we want to stand up for young LGBT and reach out to you to do that. That's a great new thing that is happening.
Yeah, we're so thankful to them, and if anybody wants to buy tickets to this Friday night concert and the Saturday night concerts, go to Indigo Girl.
And you know, also interesting, with that haircut and that shirt, I can see how people would mistake you for a lesbian.
Yeah.
All right, so next, good evening, South Florida. We're shouting out to South Ocean in Miami Beach and, of course, Wilton Drive here in Wilton Manors. We are the first and most popular live LGBTQ talk show in the world. We have so much to talk about tonight. Next on It's Happening Out.
This week on It's Happening Out. Join us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It all starts right now, live on It's Happening Out.
Well, welcome back, and you are watching a live and unedited LGBTQ talk show. So I remind you, anything can happen, and you'll see it when it does. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and click that bell for updates. And if you're on Facebook, like and share this video. But above all else, make sure you're watching us in broadcast television. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. Also, make sure your friends and family know that they can watch us. Oh, wait, that came quicker than I thought.
God, you've been drinking, huh?
Exactly. I had a
heard that
warm-up
before.
shot. Yeah.
Came quicker than...
That's right. You can watch us on your smart television, and that means on the platforms of Roku, Google Television, Apple Television, and Amazon Fire Television. And Faye, you look good in Roku.
I do look good in Roku. Are you complimenting me because you're effing up the teleprompter?
All right.
Well, that ended.
Now it's on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's begin with a unique meme of the week. And I haven't seen this yet, so it's called I'm Tight, Be Gentle.
Oh, God. Oh,
Okay.
he's sitting on the thing. Ooh.
I'm not impressed.
You're not impressed? Listen.
Wait, tell me what that
Amateur?
means.
Is he an amateur?
I think I went to high school with him.
Which, the one on the left or the one on the right? Yes. Like, I remember going dildo shopping once, right? And this lady at the sex store came out with all these sizes. And the big one, even though I thought it was quite beautiful because it was black and beautiful, it was just way too big size-wise. And I was like, there's no way I can have fun with this.
I'm curious.
And it was like $1 million also.
You give me the opportunity. For a lesbian, what is too big for a dildo? Define that, inch-wise.
Oh, my God. Too big. Lengthwise or width?
Both.
God, it's been so long since I've seen a penis. You put me on the spot. Okay, you know those big Fosters of beer? That's too big.
Amateur.
Okay, Miller Lights. Okay, cool, no problem. I'll deal with it.
All right. And how about length?
No, I'm okay with legs.
But after,
You could go on for days, baby.
gonna just leave it at that. I had more questions, but you can ask us private. All right. Who needs a drink? Now, you'll know I do.
Yes.
Let's play our yes or no game called I'd Swallow That. Now, Paul, you're a I'd Swallow That kind of virgin, right? Kind of virgin.
Kinda.
Yeah. It's been a long time for you to remember.
It's
So I understand
been a long
the
time.
slowness. Right. It's been a long time? Okay.
How long?
Did he say that?
Yeah, okay. All
Look
right.
at Paul. Paul's hot. He had sex on the way here. Please. Please.
Wait, didn't he disappear for 5 minutes between shows?
I was gonna
Please.
say, we had a break.
Look at him. He's freaking brown and gorgeous. Have a favor.
That stop up across from Miami when he had to cross the border at that rest stop. Now, we're not going
Yeah.
to talk about that.
Yeah.
All right. We invite you at home to play right along with us. Paul, this has been great that this is your last appearance. It is. And I'm getting ready to ask our host 4 questions. If they agree with the question, then you take the shot. Are you beginning to get it? All right. And if they disagree, damn, it's going to be really hard on me tonight, because I'm probably going to be taking the shot no matter what. So, if everybody understands, yes,
Yes.
especially you, Paul.
I got it.
All right. Then, are you sure, Paul?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I know. All right, there we go. Then let's play I'd Swallow That. First, when a family in North Carolina dropped their dog named Fesco off at the pound for humping another male dog, the internet went wild. Now he's been adopted by a gay couple, and his name changed to Oscar Wilde. I swallow that. Question number 1. I am so happy with a gay dog.
Hell to the yeah.
I want to drink all 4 shots to this. He's a good boy.
Yeah.
A good boy.
He's a good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
What state was this in? Do we know?
North
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Okay, I don't want to say anything about North Carolina as being stupid, okay? Because I don't want to say that, right? But like,
you do.
come on, are you really serious? You guys know that I rescue dogs and I have a doggy company, you know? So I've had my ins and outs with dogs. Dogs, and if they hump another dog, it's a territory thing. It's a domination thing. It has nothing to do
Oh,
with
wait,
being
for me
gay.
too.
What a surprise, right? You're like that big pit bull I take care of, you know? So it's not I mean, these people are just idiots, you know? Who does that, you know? And you know what? At the end of the day, sometimes you have to go through bad crap to find your forever home. And that's what happened with Oscar Wilde.
Yeah.
He had to deal with that moron to find his 2 gay parents. And I'm sorry, gay parents are way better than straight parents. I'm sorry. I know most of us were raised by straight parents. They did the best they could. But gay parents are way, way better. Ask my stepdaughter. She's got 2 moms.
I just love that dog. I just love it so much. And the people who drop that dog off in a cage on the side of the road,
Right.
they're the real bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally bitches. You know, it's interesting. When this story made national news earlier in the week, the ASPCA, I hate their commercials. They make me so sad. I turn away from them. They're absolutely critically important, but I hate to watch them. The ASPCA said, wait, y'all are getting this all wrong. This is what dogs do. It has nothing to do with their sexuality. They hump on everything. They will hump on a blanket if they can. They will masturbate. It makes no difference. This is what dogs do. Right. And then the ASPCA reminded us, oh, and by the way, in terms of the gayish experience of dogs, 1,500 other species do the exact same thing.
Right.
So
And I think that we should also allow Oscar Wilde a chance to just identify himself.
Yeah.
You know? And
What pronouns does he use?
Don't give them labels. Let
I think
him
we
tell
should
us.
stop telling Oscar what to, and just let him be.
Yeah, my pronoun is. I love that.
Listen,
I love that. All right.
I had a dog that just loved to put on dresses, and I didn't think it was a big deal. Listen, no, why are you laughing? You guys all know my dog Padme. My dog Padme
My
is a
shot
girl
just
dog,
went up my nose.
and she has a whole closet of dresses and stuff. So when we got the boy dog, he wanted to wear the dresses too when I would put it on her. Doesn't mean anything.
You know,
He's
and
just
and I just have to echo for Faye. I went to Halloween. I brought Pad Thai with me.
Her name is Padme.
Pad Thai, and I dragged her along. You'll have to see pictures of it. It was really quite great. All right, let's move on. When LGBTQ plus ally Ted Deutsch announced he would not be seeking re-election for his seat in Congress, many thought one of the top local gay politicians in South Florida would step in. I'd swallow that. Question number 2. Dean Trentellis, mayor of the gayest place on planet Earth, decides no on Congress. Congress's loss is our game. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Our game? Yeah. Cheers.
Can I drink half of it?
Oh, well, tell us why. Why would you?
Because,
only drink half?
even out of Dean's own mouth, when he's had interviews with you, Al, he has said that more LGBTQ people need to go and run for certain seats, So, I mean, we need him in a bigger space. It would be great for him to go to Congress and fight for us. But I also do understand that he locally is doing so much for us here. So it would be also sad to lose him as our LGBTQ plus mayor,
I got to listen. I got to listen to him at a press conference that he held on Wilton Drive. His law offices are on Wilton Drive. This week I got to listen to him. I went not because Dean was doing this press conference and announcement, but because John Hayden went, and I knew very likely that it was going to be a bad situation. So I got between Dean and John to make sure everything was okay.
Dean doesn't like you?
Dean and I are like
This.
love you, Dean.
Like this?
Yeah,
it's
just like that dog that we were just talking about.
It's interesting that we were both at that conference on Monday, and in anticipation of him possibly saying, because we didn't know if he was going to say yes or no. So I had seen that okay, well, then you didn't share. But Jared Moskowitz right now is the only Democrat that's filed to run in the primary, and he's got the endorsement of State Senator Chevron Jones, the first and only state senator ever elected to the Florida legislature. And he, like I said, he had already out. I'm sorry, yes, out. And he had already endorsed, and I had sent a message saying, will this, if possible, thing change your mind on endorsing? And he said, no, I'm good friends with Dean, but I'm better friends with Jared, and that I wish Dean all the best. But he wasn't going to have the support of arguably the highest profile elected official outside of Dean.
Yeah, and I'm curious broadly, do we think it's important? Wait, it's 2022. And we know all of the related issues that are going on in the world. We've been watching. Scott has stood up to Tallahassee in Florida. But broadly, with where we are and how far we've come, is being gay as an elected official, you are one, is being gay important? Or do we really even care about that?
It's important.
We'll tell why.
Representation is always important.
Why?
Because when you're not at the table, you can have the best of intentions, but you can become deprioritized very easily, right? You can think gay people are nice, right? And there's a gay issue on your agenda, but then roads and this and that. When it's affecting your marriage,
it's different.
You react to it differently, right? And you can deprioritize very important things, like what Scott's been doing for our youth. That can it starts to look small on your list compared to other things. When it's affecting your life directly, you make sure that it's safe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And if you look at the Don't Say Gay situation, that law was voted on by white males predominantly from the northern part of the state. No gay person, as far as I know, voted in favor, because we just don't have enough gays at the table. We don't have them running for office. I'm talking to kids now, everybody who's under the age of 40, and saying, get out there and run, damn it. Don't worry if you lose. I want to see ants crawling up the anthill. Go.
That's right.
Because otherwise other people are making the decisions for us.
That's right.
Well, again, we cheer Dean Trantellis' decision. He did leave it open at the end. I had kind of a private conversation. John was there when we were having it, and Dean Trantellis made it clear, wait, not this time, but the door is not closed. It lies perhaps on the horizon.
Oh, and one more thing on this story. You can read my full article in SFGN on stands and online tomorrow.
Wow, this is how it works.
He's good.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
He snuck that right in on you.
I've heard that before.
Haven't we all? Haven't we all?
It doesn't work that way. All right. Often in gay relationships, people seem to date others who are exactly like them. Just as often, people seem to date their exact opposites. Strange. I'd swallow that question number 3. Isn't that how gay love works? We found out this week. Dumbledore versus Grindelwald. It takes a good gay character and they fall in love with the evil gay character. Do we agree with that?
Well, because evil is sexy, and evil is sexy in bed. Evil is psycho and sexy in bed.
You know, I'm thinking of my lesbian friend Teresa oh wait,
I would
probably
never
said
date
too
me.
much.
I would never date me. That at the
No.
beginning of that, where it's like
I
people
try to
finally-
convince her almost every week.
to leave me.
You need to stop this.
Look, you need to find somebody that's completely your opposite. It makes the balance of life much better.
Yeah.
If we were both crazy,
interesting.
screaming, throwing chancleta latinas, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't agree with that?
My partner and I are total opposites.
Yeah, mine too.
I'm good
Wait,
looking.
he's fun?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Sky is fun. Sky's a good time.
I'm good looking. I'm wealthy. And,
Did you see him dressed up as a pirate?
Yeah.
Or a-
Yes.
yeah.
Gets
you were
that out with a relative straight
best
face.
friend.
I'm good looking.
And rich.
He would
I'm
kick
rich.
my ass. If he was here right now. So I won't get bleeped for that one.
Right, no.
My
you
partner's
won't.
opposite of me too, though. He's
In
the
what
stay
way?
at home. He's very quiet,
Likeable.
conservative, and likable. He's a really good listener.
Oh,
That-
I have
He's
1,000
really-
friends.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm out all over the place yelling and screaming, and he's like,
you know,
sitting home
a lot of people are always shocked. You know, I'm married.
Well, you're
You
married.
are?
You're married, and you have a boyfriend.
I'm sorry.
I'm married
Really?
and
And you have a
boyfriend.
boyfriend.
Oh,
Yeah.
Let's be clear on
Yeah,
that.
let's
okay.
let's be clear.
Double dipping.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's double, but we'll leave it like that. We'll leave it like that.
I-
There's some kids
Carvel.
in Cuba.
I've been. Oh wait, don't even count Cuba. 'Cause we open all kinds of complications. I have been married for 34 years. I
Wow.
don't think I will ever get divorced. I love my husband. We've been together 34 years. We're just not together, and I completely love him. And you know, from RuPaul's Drag Race days, there is a real Al and Chuck. And it was a very known brand, and probably not a good idea to be a known brand with two male names, because it doesn't often work, because it creates a competitiveness. And beyond that, he is completely opposite of me. And early on, I loved it, and later on, I didn't love it anymore. So the opposites led to so many different kind of complications. Now we're best friends. I talk to him every day. We're still married, but that's how the relationship is.
Why do you think? Because you're old and sour now?
He's given up hope on life. It's almost the end of the road right
I mean,
now.
at some point, you just play out the string.
Yeah.
I mean,
This story somehow is not unwinding the way I thought it was going to.
He wanted us to pet him and go, oh, 34 years, how beautiful, that's
so
wonderful. Wow,
pretty.
look at you.
You're smart. Right, exactly. All right, let's move on. Drag Race, and I hate you all. Drag Race competitor Cornbread Jet left the competition after allegedly hurting her ankle. Now, I remind you, in season 14, she hurt her ankle in the construction room, you know, in the design
In
room.
the workroom.
In the workroom, but nobody saw it.
And
Now,
there's cameras everywhere.
This is a place that has 524 cameras, but it didn't get captured.
In the wigs, and everywhere, there's cameras.
Right? So she has now said that because of the injury, she won't be returning. I'd swallow that question number 4. Come on, Cornbread. We know you're coming back for Drag Race season 15, and you're going to be the story. Come on, girl. Do you agree with that?
Wait, are you
she's coming
suggesting
back?
that someone
She's
on
coming back.
suggesting that someone on a reality TV show
Was
would do something
unethical.
that is not only not real but also staged for the camera? Jesus, Al, you're wrecking my entire concept of live television.
Wait, have you ever heard of Willem? Just saying.
With that injury, clearly Cornbread won't be, you know, jumping anything like jumping a shark, sort of like the RuPaul show did 3 seasons ago.
4 countries ago.
You know.
Four
countries ago.
countries ago. Wait, do you understand that our show, our little show, is frequently paid? But I've got the paper.
Yeah, Drag Race Micronesia was a bit of a stretch, right?
How many times are going to see Todrick Hall?
Drag,
But
Drag Race,
I love
right?
Todrick.
Yeah, Drag Race North Korea is a big hit. There were 9 televisions in Korea, and 100% of them were watching.
Y'all seen the
RuPaul.
new season of Drag Race Ukraine?
Wow, Scott.
Well,
Too
you
soon,
know.
too soon,
Wow,
bro.
I
Too
guess
soon.
we silenced the room with
Too
that
soon.
one.
Yes. Take the hint.
Look
All
at
right.
look at
So apparently you don't want to run get
Al is so red. I'm so red. I'm going to get so many text messages. My phone's over there and it's ringing off the hook.
I've
at
got
this
as much
moment.
chance of getting reelected as Dean Trentalis does of getting elected to Congress.
Oh.
Wow, you waited for this shady comment.
Wow, you are a lesbian.
What is he
Wow.
drinking? What did you put in his drink?
Wait,
He
where's the
loosened
smoke behind?
up.
Oh, it's the bridges burning. That's what it is.
Exactly.
He
All right,
loosened
next up.
way up.
I can't wait to call Dean right after this show. Dean. All right, next up, let's consider the best thing of the week. And it is called, after a 3-year absence, Palm Beach Pride returns. Watch this. Palm Beach Pride returns, first time in 3 years. This parade returns Saturday, March 26th, is the big festival.
Welcome back.
We introduced and talked to Julia, the sponsorship director for Compass, GLCC, in Palm Beach County. And then on Sunday, the 27th, the festival continues, and the parade, 11 a.m. on Sunday. Quite exciting. First time in 3 years. There is over 200 entries in the parade.
Wow.
All-time record.
Wow.
For Palm Beach Pride. And as we said, we're doing this little tiny broadcast live in Roku and Apple Television with this one. And I
Fantastic.
promise you I'll try to do a good job to overcompensate for. Oh, wait.
I'm still sitting next to you. And look, I don't want you hanging out with my wife no more. No, I'm serious, okay? Because I just remember, like, they're doing the mass renewal, and I asked her if she would do it with me, and she said no. Because of hanging out with you, probably. She told me no. What does that mean?
What is
Does that mean I don't get another ring? Or a big dress?
No, no big dress.
That's-
And by the way, just a little
I can borrow my
sidebar.
big ring if you'd like.
At the end of next month, I am going with Teresa, the better half of Faye and Teresa.
Okay.
I'm going with Faye and Teresa with 60 people from Sunshine Cathedral to Italy for 2 weeks.
Nice.
We're just vacationing with the group. It's going to be so much fun. Teresa and I are going to be hanging out, and by day 4, we're barely even going to remember what your name is.
How about me? Where am I?
No.
But you got to take
Forgot.
me along. I don't want to be by myself.
Yeah, you do.
I don't-
You want to crawl around the streets of Rome on your own.
I
Trust
don't
me.
know how to speak Italian.
Yeah. Oh, yes, you did.
Just talk.
Oh, yes, you did.
I thought you were good with your tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Ooh. All right, so,
talking about Palm Beach.
Yeah.
Talking about Palm Beach
let's
Pride.
come back to it.
I spoke with Michael Reardon this morning. I've been emailing and talking with Julia
Is
from.
this something you're reporting in South Florida?
As a matter of fact-
on stands now.
Right.
No,
GM.com.
on stands. Al, on stands tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
And it's a wonderful article. It has a great preview. It also talks about the things you need to know, what you can bring, what you can't bring, and getting to it is going to be a challenge because there's going to be, especially on Sunday when
Huge
there's a lot of
crowd.
road
Yeah.
Okay.
Closure.
clear around it. So check out the article, if nothing else, just for the logistics of it.
Yeah.
Plus, it's incredibly well written.
Yeah.
Well, written by you, right? Well, it's worth whatever hassle it takes to get there. Make sure you get there. What I love about this, I had these ladies in bed with me for the FayWhat show. I had Michael and also Julia in bed with me. And this is women-led. This is women-led. It's all women, and they're like the directors, and they're the ones putting the stuff together, and no one fights or anything, and it's all beautiful and wonderful. And after 3 years, it's going to be an incredible.
You know,
Compass.
By
But we should say Compass.
It's,
Yeah.
it's run by the basically the Pride Center in Palm Beach County. Compass GLCC is the Pride Center. I have to say to lots of gay men that just heard what you just said. First off, the problem is a very large percentage of them turned off instantaneously in listening to you that it's led by women. It's a fact in our community, right? Gay men going, no, not so much. I encourage you to watch that interview this week on the FayWhat show. It debuted Monday morning at 9 a.m., but now you can watch it in demand in Roku, Apple Television, YouTube, wherever you want to watch it. Probably on South Florida Gay News too, apparently. You should watch it because there's a very interesting conversation about the differences of women's leadership in our community and how it can lead to very successful and positive things. And Palm Beach County, I loved the conversation. Palm Beach is completely different than Broward County, our kicking area.
Yeah.
Completely different than Miami-Dade County, y'all's kicking area. Palm Beach is doing something completely different, and they're super successful with the approach.
They are.
Gay men in Broward County and in Dade County should kind of be listening to what's going on in Palm Beach, and as opposed to immediately dismissing it, going, wait, the girls are doing this. The girls are doing a damn good job.
And they're incredible women. Okay, one is an ally. She's not LGBT. She's an ally, and the other
married and children.
Yes, married with children, and the other one is an incredible trans woman. I mean, it's like these leaders are top notch.
Yeah,
I'm blown away by them.
An ally that speaks about our community with her being a straight woman, married and children, and speaks in the term us. How can we possibly want anything more than that?
And gets teary-eyed when she thinks about what we have to go through and what we might lose in the future.
Yeah, all right.
We need more allies like that. Thank you,
drive
Julia.
up there.
Yeah, well, especially you with your experience in Miami Beach Pride and be able to see it.
Go up there to
We're really looking forward to it. We haven't been there in 3 years. I, embarrassingly, have never been to Palm Beach Pride, ever. So, and I've been to 100 or whatever.
Wow, look, you're a version of something, Al. That's great.
I knew you were going to work a read in eventually. All right, let's move on to our segment called What's on Your Mind. Each host is getting ready to tell us in just 30 seconds what is important to them this week. Now, Paul, this is the time that you get to talk about it, right? Try to stay with us, Paul. Stay with us. All right, but remember, it's got to be just 30 seconds or you're going to hear this bell, and that means you got to stop instantly.
Oh, God.
And that probably will only apply to one person at this table.
I hate that stupid bell.
Any guesses who? Right?
You can read about it tomorrow in
Exactly right. So, in that vein, let's start. Faye, what? Faye, what?
Faye, what?
What's
so,
on your
what's
mind?
on my mind? Drag queens are on my mind. I was able to be in a lip sync battle last Thursday, right? Lip sync battle for my life, and me and my brother Tony Lima got to get dragged up, and Misty Eyes and Athena Dion dressed us, and it was just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, there's me. There's my first look. Now, I have to say, wherever you're going to love your drag queens, if you go to brunch, if you go to one of the performances, take more money out. They need more money. They deserve more money. Those fishnet stockings alone were $35 that I wore, okay? Oh my God, it is incredibly hard to be a drag queen. Those outfits cost thousands.
Ring that bell.
Thousands. Thousands. Those wigs, thousands. Take care of your local girls, okay? Drag queens, I love you guys.
You know, it's interesting to me. How can you wear $35 hosiery that looks a quarter? How is that possible?
Didn't Dolly say it costs a lot of money to look this cheap?
Cheap? And by the way, Faye, you were awesome. I watched every second of it. That monster that you were performing with, and Tony Lima. Yeah, I've forgotten his name. That monster you were performing with, holy crap. Can we just leave it there? Holy crap.
He was good, huh? No?
It depends on how you define good. Yeah.
There we go. John Hayden, what's on your mind this week?
Well, we were just talking about Palm Beach Pride, but there's a lot going on this weekend. Tampa Pride is happening. If you can't make it over there, you can watch it. Helping out, we'll be broadcasting it on Roku on all of our platforms. There's also the Gay Men's Chorus in South Florida is going to be performing at the Parker. We will also be broadcasting that.
Yeah.
And also Sunserve is having its 20th anniversary Roaring 20s Gala at the Manor and venue on Saturday night. And I talked with Tony Lima about it.
They're sold out.
Yep, there is a preview about it in this week's South Florida Gay News on
there it is, of course.
Tomorrow.
Of course. Do you go for your dates in SFGN too?
Do.
Yeah. Well, he is the date. He's in the classified section in the back. I could break some news on Sunserve's gala on Saturday night. This is our last It's Happening Out before they have the gala. We're getting ready to announce that Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network has made the largest 501c3 commitment ever in its history. Hotspots has been around for 36 years. We're getting ready to launch a weekly television show for SunServe, and it's going to be focusing on, of course, LGBT youth, and it's going to be focusing on the trans community. It's going to be focusing on senior issues and healthcare for HIV. And it's the biggest commitment that we have ever made, 52 consecutive weeks for the SunServe mission. We're going to announce it Saturday night. So congratulations to SunServe. Paul Thomas, what's on your mind this week?
What's on my mind? Well, of course, I'm thinking about Pride, right? Coming up, but really,
Thank you so much. It's been great. Now, no, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. Go ahead. We'll give you a restart. Go. No.
But I'm really thinking about these events leading up to Pride. And I'm really thinking about the importance of them. Like we were talking about earlier, our community has been lulled into this false sense of security. This is getting really, really dangerous. One of my neighbors said, you know, I'll go to the rally with you if there's really something in the bill that is discriminatory. And I said to him, you know, do you think I have nothing better to do with my time? Like, do you think that they made up a law to harm our community, right? We have to take time out of our lives to go and fight for our rights. I'd rather be doing something else, right?
Going to Miami Beach Pride.
You know, but I need equal rights. So I'm really proud of looking forward to the events leading up to the Pride so that we can really dance and have a good time at the festival.
Well, I assure you I'm going to be doing that. But you're doing a couple really substantive events. Tell us really quickly at Miami Beach, what are you going to be doing?
The Legacy Couples event, our LGBTQ history. We've made a movie with History of Miami. It'll be shown for a whole month at the Art Deco Museum. Then it'll be a History of Miami Museum.
And you're chairing that project, or you're holding the project?
With our Arts and Culture Director, Carol Coombs. Yeah. We also did Queer Art Showcase. Yeah. We have almost 20 different artists that we're going to be highlighting at Moxie Hotel. And then our social justice event, UM.
Oh, that's where you're chairman, the social justice. Tell us a little bit about that. Yeah. When is it first?
It's on April the 6th, and it'll be at the Art Deco Museum on Miami Beach on Ocean Drive. Yeah. And UM will be there talking about their minor in LGBTQ history. People are graduating from college, the only college in the South that has a minor in LGBTQ history.
Wow, and tell us where that is again?
At the Art Deco Museum.
Oh, okay.
10th and Ocean,
all right.
Ocean Drive.
That sounds awesome.
We're gonna have up all of our legacy couples. We're gonna have all our LGBTQ history. UM is gonna be there, FIU is gonna be there. We're gonna have some clinical psychologists, some different people there, sharing their experience, but also their personal experience.
You know, I think that is awesome, giving you the plug for it, because so many people say, well, why do we need a Pride these days?
That's why we need a Pride.
Why? That's exactly the reason why. Great job. I love that. And Scott Galvin, what's on your mind?
I mean, I have to tell you, Al, I'm incredibly disappointed in the show tonight.
Are you?
My liquor glass is empty. Can somebody please bring it? You
know, that's not how this works, by the way.
I thought it was every time somebody spoke you tonight.
Right? Wait, you're a city commissioner, right?
I was for tonight.
Right.
No, so I'm really excited to go out and see the #1 movie in America very soon. No, we don't talk about Bruno.
I love that, you know.
I can't wait to go out and see the new Batman.
Oh, yeah. Okay?
So you know that sparkly vampire man plays Batman, but playing Catwoman, Selena Kyle, is my former 7th grade student, Zoe Kravitz.
Oh, wow.
And let me tell you what, I've been so excited and proud of what her career has become. I knew back when she was a little kid. I mean, obviously, your mom is Lisa Bonet, your dad is Lenny Kravitz.
You're hot.
And she just, well, she was 12 years old. I mean,
no. I mean,
but yeah, no, she.
Lord,
how do you crawl out of that one? Go.
But she was absolutely incredible. She told me a story once about going over with her dad, going over to Michael Jackson's house and sitting in a dark room as they were discussing a project that never came to fruition.
Yeah. You know, they had a trial in California about that.
Yeah, I know, right? I not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Right. But I knew back then she was going to
read about it in
somebody.
Thank you, Scott. I went to Batman last night.
Did you?
Yeah, with boyfriend.
Is it at the
And,
Science Museum?
no, you can see it anywhere. The Batman the new one is playing everywhere. And 1 hour into the movie, I got up and walked out.
Oh, well, you
Because
know,
you had to pee
as before
because,
she
you
comes.
know, your bowels are loose.
Bowels and bladder are two different
Oh, yeah,
things.
your bladder.
Yeah.
The depends were full.
It's a tough movie.
But let me tell you,
No, for real. Why did you walk out?
It's a tough movie. The violence vibration of the movie is really, really good.
then it's
Really?
going to
It
be
is.
good.
Yeah, I
See,
love
and
that.
I'm not really into that, and so
super
that's why it
good
was difficult. It is Joker on steroids in terms of the
See?
evilness.
I couldn't
of-
finish Joker. It
Yeah.
was too.
Oh,
it-
you won't
Okay,
finish
no,
this movie.
and I really wanted to finish Joker, but it was so dark, and that energy was just like sticking to
and that's
me,
exactly
you know?
what it was. And Richard stayed and came home and said, "Whew, whew,"
It was a
and
lot.
he stayed. And it's really long.
Is it a
It's
3-hour movie?
It's 3 hours.
Yeah, you know what else seems like 3 hours? This bit.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. All right.
It was so nice working with you.
I was
And
gonna
will
say,
say,
Right?
yeah,
He finally spun,
funny.
right?
It was
you
fun.
filled up his glass
Exactly
more,
right.
he'd be happy.
Exactly.
Zoe's publicist
Nope.
paid me.
Thank you.
Okay.
We're done with you. All right. Next up,
another
let's
drink.
catch up with
my
news
God.
of the world of entertainment. And of course, because we got paid $5,000, we're going to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm only kidding. RuPaul's Drag Race. Oh, no, I'm not kidding. RuPaul's Drag Race has seen a lot of queens and a lot of lip syncs. So we thought it would be interesting to take a few moments in our entertainment segment to shout out of those that really stood out over the years. Here's our top 5 favorites, and we're getting ready to show you some of it. Number 5 is when Naomi Smalls performed her gravity-defying backbend to RuPaul's Adrenaline. Gia Gunn gave a great performance, but there's just no competing with the long and graceful movements of Naomi. Number 4 was Silky Nutmeg. I loved this moment, as Ganache is a polarizing character, of course, as we know, in RuPaul fandom. And she presented polar opposites in her performance of Barbie Girl. You remember that one? Her opponent, Acaria C. Davenport, had already bowed out of the competition. So Silky lip-synced against herself. Now, you know you're really good when you do that, presenting both a male and female character. Number 3, I adore Evie Oddly and Brooklyn Heights, both because fan favorites of their season they were, and when they had to lip sync each other to Sorry Not Sorry, it became one of the most epic battles of all times of the 14 seasons.
That wig reveal.
That's right. Sugar Cane made the comment that the performance had so many stunts, it looked like something out of Cirque du Soleil. Amazing. Number 2, many queens have been sent home for taking off their wigs, but one queen made our list for doing so. While certain members of production may harbor deep-rooted dislike of Roxy Andrews, even they will admit that her wig-under-wig reveal during Whip My Hair was absolutely fantastic. And the number 1 moment in these stellar lip sync performances, of course, is Sasha Velour. She became well known on the show for not wearing a wig in honor of her mother, who she lost to cancer. That's why people were shocked when she came out for the final lip sync of the season to So Emotional, wearing a wig. Remember that moment? As the song went on, she removed her gloves, revealing rose petals, and in a final moment tribute to her mother, she took off her wig, revealing a rain of those petals. Our celebrity hot topic, new ranking of the best lip sync and stunts and RuPaul's Drag Race ever. What do y'all think, RuPaul?
Well, you know, contestants come and go, but RuPaul's reaction shots are always there for us.
Yeah. And to be honest, even though I made jokes earlier about the show, I don't ever miss an episode. Like, it's a really, really fantastic.
See, it only took 20 minutes for the truth to finally come out. It will set you free.
Thank you.
They blow me away with their creativity.
You know,
it's just amazing to me how they can come up with this stuff. You've never seen the same thing twice. I don't know where, I mean, the amount of talent, right, that you have to have. to really pull this off.
Faye, you just watched in the celebrity lip sync battle at Hunters for Florida AIDS Walk.
Yes.
You watched all of these generally non-professional talent being drag queens. You stood next to Monster, and I'm going to try to say that as many times as possible. There it is.
Tony, leave him alone. He was great as a bearded queen. Look at that. That was my sister.
Yeah. Okay. I love Tony. Of course, he knows that. But everybody thinks it's so simple.
No.
They watch RuPaul and they go, "Oh, I could do that. That's not really that big of a deal. We read, we shade, we read, and we shade." It's not.
It's not. Listen, we sang a Gloria Estefan song, right? And it's like, oh, I know the words, no big deal, right? And then, to actually prepare for it, looking in the mirror and making sure that your gestures match the words.
Doing two things at one time.
And trying to dance, and I'm the only Latina that can't dance.
Four
in
things
heels,
at one time.
Okay?
Absolutely.
With tights that were they were squishing parts of me that should not be squished. Do you understand?
That's right. That's right. Faye, I'm curious. All right, so you just did this celebrity lip sync, and believe Faye when she says she has no rhythm, no talent, no ability.
Hey.
Isn't that what you just said? That's what I heard you say.
But I stood up for the second round, and I said, I'll do it.
Yeah. Oh, I have to tell that story.
Oh.
So Faye is in the queen that was running the show. The queen that was running the show decided it's a tie. And Tony has performed. Yes, she's all right. So Tony has performed for 93 seconds and he's worn out. So now there has to be a lip sync battle between the opponent and the Faye and Tony show. Mm-hmm. But Tony's already competed for 93 seconds and he's spent.
He's spent.
Tony needs to
I'm out.
gym.
Right?
Yeah.
So Faye goes, I got this. And what was the song?
Laura Branigan, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah. Whatever.
Self-control.
Self-control.
Yes.
That's right. Well, this boy does not know a single word.
No, he's like 20. I mean, he's adorable, but he's like in his early 20s, so he doesn't know that.
And he's standing on the stage, and the song is going da da da, and his mouth 4 seconds later is going da da da. It was just, we loved it. We loved it. And Faye, right, Faye is doing it, and she is getting every single word. She's slamming it, and she's doing it, and she's twirling. And then her big moment, like what we've just watched, is she drops backwards, does a back death drop onto the stage with her head going back over the stage looking at the crowd. That's what Faye does.
And I was still lip syncing.
And still lip syncing.
Okay? It was like, okay, Faye, you can't dance. What can you do? Death drop. Okay, throw yourself on the floor real quick. All right. And that was me too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we can't wait. Anybody have any predictions on season 14? Who's going to win? No predictions.
The guy who dresses like a girl.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's the politician
Willow
at
Pill's
the table.
amazing.
Yeah, they're all
Okay.
great.
Yes. Willa is excellent. I happen to already know who's going to win. That's our discussion.
Tell us! Tell us!
I don't. All right. Everybody thinks I always know the winners. I do.
You usually do.
Well, that is our discussion on entertainment. Next, we report that the Happening Out Television Network helps support our LGBTQ community. We're passionate about the support of our community. An example is Sunshine Cathedral. We are broadcasting here at the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale, and this is the Happening Out Television Network studios. And in supporting that partnership, the network broadcasts the largest LGBTQ religious broadcast in the world, with more than 30,000 watching every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and it is totally live. Absolute live. We encourage you to tune in. Our campaign of sponsorship proudly supports Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church. Watch this.
My name is Gordon Woodworth III. I'm a non-binary pagan person from South Florida, an employee of Broward House, and Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church.
Gordon, call me. We miss you. Hope you're loving Washington, D.C. Up next, if we were standing around the LGBTQ water cooler, this is what we would all be talking about this week. We refer to it as the hot topic of the week, and this is an interesting one. Reddit is the place to go to find everything gay. Mic drop. From memes and jokes to adult content, news, and stories from users, including stories about bad Grindr hookups. One user posted this week, who was a mortuary student, had his hookup ask him, quote, "Wouldn't it be strange if you just disappeared tonight?" Another had a hookup's boyfriend come barging in brandishing scissors. And that is our hot topic for tonight. We want to talk about the dating experience in LGBT, specifically Grindr, but we can move beyond that. And we call this Grindr horror stories that'll keep you up at night, but not in a good way. What do you think about how LGBT is dating? We've been through pandemic where we almost exclusively hooked up through sites like Grindr. It's changing a little bit, but what do you think about the hookup experience for LGBT?
I hook up most often through Amazon. I want to know. But honestly, I have to say, if Eric's here at home watching, I have no idea what hooking up is. I've never heard of this Grindr thing. I can't weigh in on this.
Wait, he told two bad jokes in a
Back to
row.
back.
Back to back. Good for you.
Thank you.
Wait, good for you.
You know, I've always said that I wish women had something like this, right? Like, you know, a couple of years before my wife, I was sleeping with this girl that make apps. So we were going to do Grind Her, right?
Grind Her.
And none of the girls wanted to be a part of it. Like, it wasn't, well, and then I cheated on her, and then things happened, and she closed down the app. So here we are. But
My Grindr handle name is Faye.
Hey, what?
Are we almost done yet?
How far away? Because the ball's right there.
Oh, wow.
Luna, it says, is 5 feet away.
No, but I mean, seriously, okay, so profile pics, a lot of people use an old profile pic or something like that. Like, have you ever gone on some kind of, have you ever hooked up, John, met with somebody somewhere and they didn't look how they did on their site?
It's usually their reaction to me.
What is their reaction to you?
That's not your picture.
You don't use your picture?
No, I do.
From 1994?
Yeah. The last guy.
They're like, where's your hair?
Are you really using an old picture?
Yeah.
So do you feel like, while, you know, by the time they get there, oh well, they're already there, so screw it, might as well sleep.
It's already 3:30.
No.
So it's like
PM.
Oh, he came with jokes too. Wow, you came with jokes. Now, serious. Assuming for a second that there's some seriousness in you, which there very likely isn't, unless it's on newsstands tomorrow. Why would you use an old picture? Like, for example, you're very handsome. You don't have any hair. That's still very handsome. Why would you have a picture that has hair?
I don't know, just feel more secure. It's how I want to put myself out there in that particular
And are you not freaked out when they're coming towards you and you know you don't look like that picture anymore?
No.
It doesn't bother you at all?
It doesn't.
Does it
really
bother the trick?
Not usually.
No. Okay.
Because in all seriousness,
Because you guys are hoes.
It's usually
because you guys are hoes.
When,
that's why.
well, and
Yeah.
there is some truth to that statement.
Yeah.
But do you think that the experience in using the app would be better if it was a more current and a more
Tinder's my dating app.
Okay.
And that has all my recent pictures and things like that. But for Grindr, it's
well,
just
so what is Grindr for then for you?
Oh, just sex.
Just for sex.
Just sex.
Yeah, just sex.
It's just a hookup.
Yeah.
Totally. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I-
Bless
you
you,
know-
Paul. Are you using Grindr for the hookup?
I'm not. I'm fascinated by
No,
this
no, like, you see Paul's taking notes on
Yeah,
everything. You know what I mean? Like, Paul's like, I had no
like,
idea.
there's a
Download
Tinder.
Grindr again.
I didn't
you know?
know that Tinder had a dating app for guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a quick story. This was a number of years ago. I was traveling with a very, very good friend of mine. With a very good friend of mine. And he was
friend.
about 15 years younger than me, and we traveled all over the world. We were at the Boston Globe Travel Show in February in Boston. It was cold as all get out, and we were staying in Cambridge. And it was snowing like the devil, and we didn't want to go out. So we sat in the bar at the Marriott, and we were drinking, and we decided we would entertain ourselves. And he talked about how vapid the world of Grindr was, in that I just hate it because his profile picture could fish almost for anything he wanted to fish for. But he hated it.
And it looked like him.
And very much. It looked like him, and he was beautiful. And but he would say that I hate it because people don't come through, and they would be insecure, so they would engage him in Grindr. But when it came to, okay, let's get together, overwhelmingly it would fall apart because they would be too scared to implement, to pull the trigger. And you know, this was 5-6 years ago. And the conversation was that he thought it was because of his communication skill in Grindr. So we played this game all evening in the bar of Al fishing for my friend, and I was the voice. So we were using his profile, and I'm talking, and literally talked to 50 guys. And I probably could have hooked 47 of them, 49 of them, because it's his profile and my words. And
like
my words.
Movie, like that movie.
It's like you're very Cyrano.
Exactly like that. And
Right.
I'm not bragging, but I killed the people that were in the Grindr that were following him, because I just
You're
had
you.
that
You're a
skill.
talker. You can.
That's right.
So the perfect person would be that guy's looks and your mouth.
And interesting, overwhelmingly, you couldn't make it happen because they were too afraid. And I watched that. I really don't have any much experience in that, but in the dating apps. But it was a situation where it was like, well, yeah, all you want is just the hookup, but they were too scared to have the hookup. So they had the right words and the right picture, and still they were too scared. Is that an
I'm shocked
experience
that
you
people
think?
show up and you don't look like your picture, and they're like, "Oh, it doesn't matter."
Well, look,
weren't they attracted to
I was
the picture?
on
Isn't that what got
Match.com
them
for
there?
like a
It's
second.
my witty repartee.
I was on Match.com for a second, right?
No, they're
and
just
I
desperate
met up
for
with
like
this
me.
girl that was.
No, that's not true. That is not true. It's
Did
absolutely.
you just really
not.
say that, John?
Yeah, that's not
Why
true.
would you say that? That's ridiculous.
You are
That's
a
so not
catch.
true. You're a catch. If
My
I was
friend,
straight, you'd
John
be my
Hayden.
boyfriend.
Yeah.
I would be Faye Hayden,
Yeah.
like in a second.
Can't wait
Like
till
you
my
are
dad's
the
here next
perfect
month.
package. You have a job
He has 6 jobs. That's right.
and a convertible.
doesn't-
Hello.
He doesn't tell you on newsstands next week in OutClick, but he means on newsstands next week. I'm sorry. Yeah, you were saying.
Forget it. I want to
Yeah,
talk about John
yeah.
now.
And Scott, from your position, you're married, right?
Well, no.
Kind of, but
He's
but you're
got
in a
a ring.
committed relationship.
Yeah, the last guy I hooked up with online was Tom from MySpace.
Yeah.
Wow, your jokes are getting worse and worse, Scott.
Wow.
I'm laughing though because I like you so much.
It's because
so
my
weird.
glass is empty.
Wait.
Somebody please.
Be jealous.
Yeah.
Be jealous. So when you were out in the dating, were you using apps?
Literally, it might have been MySpace. I mean, it definitely predates Grind. Oh, Adam for Adam.
So you were doing it just not in the speed transaction as Scruff or Grindr.
Right.
But you were using it that way.
I my dating life.
Did you find it a
predates-
good experience for you? I mean, you could
Nah.
trick and
No.
But here's the thing: Scott's handsome, so he doesn't really need those apps.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not the case because I move in such straight circles, in my political world, in my business world. It's not.
But don't you find a lot of those people are in the closet, Scott?
If they were, they weren't in my closet.
Yeah, they were in your closet.
It's been.
Do you
so
think,
long.
I'm curious, in terms of the discussion of gay apps, I have a huge amount of confidence, a huge amount. Do you think most gay guys are just so confident that whatever they need to do or whatever they need to do, do you think majority of gay guys are just, they're confident and they make it work?
No. I
LGBT
think they're very
as a whole, we're
insecure.
insecure
Yeah,
people.
very
Yeah, we're very
insecure.
fabulous, but we're very insecure people.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
think we're as hot as we are. You
Yeah.
know, even the ones that you think are the most conceited still have issues with how they look.
It's so interesting to me when we talk about these apps, though, because when you use the word hot, you're probably, I'm not saying you're doing this, but you're using a term that is inaccurate at best. It's imprecise, because hot doesn't mean a cover model on a magazine. Hot means, wait, this person is really super interesting to me, and therefore I'd like to spend time with them, and whatever the definition of spending time is. Now that can be looks, that can be personality, that can be conversation, that can be your awareness in the world, that can be lots of different kinds of things. Maybe the apps don't allow the exploration of that, and as a result we're just going, well, I'm playing with it, and I'm playing with it, and I'm playing with it, but ultimately I'm too scared to do anything, so I don't. Do you think?
Yeah.
Did I go too deep?
Nah,
No, I think you're probably pretty spot on.
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to go back to our childhood, I mean, you know, just about everybody here was raised in a time when you didn't have gays with you in school that were out. When we got to our college or 20s, we were hooking up in the bushes or, you know, just meeting at a club, going back and never seeing them again until maybe we saw them at the club the next time. We're not taught, we didn't have role models for real relationships.
Yeah.
Which I think groups and, you know, like maybe the generation that's 20 to 25, 26 now are going to have a little bit better time with. But yeah, I mean.
Oh, and Grindr helps us so much to have a real relationship.
Yeah,
I mean,
does
it's
it?
just, one last question before we move on. The exchange of dick pics in Grindr. One of the things that was interesting, my friends that have done it, when and I've repeated this experiment a number of times because people have heard this story and they've liked me to do it. And so I'm willing socially to play with it because it's fun and it can be fun. It's an exchange.
He's not saying something.
Yeah.
No, I'm waiting.
No, like my
Or
friend.
are you sending dick pics? Wow, that's what I want to know.
Like my friend, right, to no one. But like my friend in Cambridge, when we did this, I've had other friends that have asked me, and we'll sit and socially play like this, and instantaneously, the other person wants a dick pic, almost instantaneously. And they get the dick pic, and then they go, that's really what I wanted. It wasn't, I didn't want to hook up or I didn't want to connect. I wanted your picture. And it's like, I don't get it. For my friends where we've played, because it becomes a game, why would you want a dick pic from the guy? Just go to porn. Just go to Pornhub and get the exact same thing. But there's something about, I've engaged with you in the app, and so therefore there's something more interesting about your dick pic to get off on.
Well, in the app, right, it's real people, so you feel like there's a chance you could actually meet this person.
Except
whereas
they don't
porn
implement
is like,
that.
that's not, you're never going to meet this person.
That's not reality.
No, not in Fort Lauderdale. There's a very good chance you're going to meet them.
There's truth to that. Well, it's interesting. This is what we're doing. And just broadly, a quick answer. Are gay dating apps good for us? At the end of the day, however you would define it, just the yes or no. Are dating apps good for us?
Yes.
They are. What do you think?
I think no, but I think I'm probably it's just my generation. I just think.
You're not that old. And do you think they're good?
I say yes and no.
Well, if you had to pick one, only one, pick one.
No.
Okay, and
I think they're as good or bad for us as they are good and bad for straight people.
okay, and thank you. Are you running for Congress by chance?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yes or no?
No.
Right.
Straight
Yes.
people meet someone on these apps and get married. Okay, that rarely happens in.
True. Then yeah, I'll say yes.
With the gay
I'll say
boys.
yes.
Yeah, see, and that's the point of the interest. Straight people are doing something different. Lesbian women are doing something different. There's a kind of a shadow or a cloud over gay men in the apps.
That's the bush that you guys are having sex in.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's move on. Let's explore the LGBTQ plus world this week with some silly and important headlines in LGBTQ plus news this week. They can be both. This is a lightning round. Let's discuss them in our segment that we call Saved by the Bell. But there's a twist. We're only going to discuss each one of these headlines for just 1 minute. At the end of that minute, you're going to hear this bell, and that means you got to stop and move on. Here we go.
Wait, what happens after a minute?
Oh my God.
Oh, thank you, John.
See, I'm getting out of the shot.
That's
You see
why
what
John's
happened?
my friend. All right. Satire can be a humorous way to discuss current events. I never use that, ever. Oh, wait. But one right-wing satire site went too far this week by declaring a high-ranking transgender woman, Admiral Dr. Rachel Levine, their Man of the Year. Saved by the Bell, headline number 1. Twitter suspends Babylon Bee for calling Admiral Rachel Levine a man. What do y'all think?
We don't need a full minute for this. Ignorance and hate. Ready to move on.
Thank you, IG. Next topic.
That kind of foolishness was funny in the 7th grade, not for adults.
Like, how old are these people? How dare you do that?
Was that intentional?
Oh, it was for sure intentional. But they said it was satire. And Twitter has suspended them from Twitter, who had Babylon Bee had 1.3 million followers and lost them because of it.
Good.
Good. All right. We're done. Last July, Queer News Tonight reported on new emojis that were coming out. Now we follow up because we know what they are. They included all new forms of inclusion, and one of them was even used by Lil Nas X as an inspiration for a mock album cover. Saved by the Bell headline number 2. Pregnant men emojis have been released in Apple. What do y'all think?
I love it. All about it. Kind of looks like Scott, right? The one on the right.
Now
Oh my
you
God,
know.
how cute. I'm loving this.
I want Lil Nas to get a royalty from whatever these do. His album cover and his whole trolling of Republicans, there he is, leading up to the release of Montero was fabulous, and he should get like
Almost
0.4
genius.
cents
He's
each
pretty
time
brilliant.
down.
Almost
Pretty
genius.
brilliant.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the seahorses yesterday. These seahorses came up on my screen.
Right.
And the female transfers the eggs to the male, and the man carries the
baby.
the baby.
You know,
I love that.
And I was like, why not?
Paul,
Why not?
Paul's going to get
one
a
of
For
my-
a trick of
one of my
trick
best
of
friends.
nature.
A lot of people don't know this. One of my best friends is Tucker Carlson.
That's his homie.
It's my homie.
that.
We're just like this.
Tucker Carlson.
look at Paul's face.
Your
We double
story.
date with me and Sean.
Right? They met on
Sean.
Grindr.
And then all 4 of us have
And I
sex.
sleep with Laura.
Tucker Carlson, in the story that you just said, his head exploded. I heard his head explode in New York. It is the epitome of what the radical right says is bad and wrong about America.
Why? What's so bad?
Well, they just say this is anti-American.
They pretend to know a lot, right? They pretend like they know something and that whatever they think they know is fact. It's like, relax. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's just nature. If all of a sudden little boys are able to have babies, who cares? Like, what do you care?
All right.
Like they take on this grandiose kind of, it should be this way. Who are you? Like, you're not God. Relax.
Tucker,
Have a
my
seat.
friend Paul Thomas says, relax, relax.
He wants you to be the Grand Marshal at Gay Pride.
Yeah,
You want
he
to come
reminded
down?
me.
Never. I didn't say that.
All right, let's move on. When a swimmer this weekend's NCAA Division I women's swimming competition wrote a letter about her supporting Leah Thomas, but also thinking it was unfair that she could compete. A troll account was created imitating the swimmer and taking it a step further. Saved by the Bell headline number 3. An anti-Leah Thomas tweet, by the way, after she won the first NCAA national championship ever in history for a trans athlete, with this anti-Leah Thomas tweet with 100,000 likes posted by a fake account and trolls. They absolutely read Leah Thomas, and it turns out to be totally fake. What do y'all think about the news here?
Awful. Like, how awful of a person you have to be to go through that whole entire motion of setting up a fake account, getting the profile pic, filling out all the stuff, putting posts on there for a fake account to spew hate.
You know what
To
takes?
spew hate.
You know what takes even more work? To file an official state proclamation declaring the other person the real winner, which I
Yes, they
believe
did
our
that
governor
too.
did.
Yes, they did that too. But I read an interesting article
It's
that
disgusting.
said they're making it like Leah showed up at the pool and won this. So like,
Yeah.
do you know how many matches?
Training.
No, not the training. She loses all the time.
Right.
All the time.
This was like the
This was
first
the one
win,
race
she
and it
won.
just happened to
Yeah.
be. But it's not like she wins every time she jumps in the pool.
We said that even like during the Olympics,
Yeah.
with Laura Hubbard. Like, we said if she blew everybody away, everybody was going to come back and say, no, you can't give her that medal.
Right.
And she lost. She didn't even play.
Yeah,
Which usually happens in our community. It's how we roll,
For me, the saddest thing about the story is that the person that did this, that created the fake account, that is the troll, that gets the 100,000 likes, was such an incredible coward. They did it. secretly.
Yes.
That.
And that was the point I was going to make. It's so easy when you can hide behind the anonymity, but if somebody did it to them.
Yeah. I all the time when I say salacious things about Scott Galvin, I come right out of it.
They're all
To
true.
his face.
They're all
Yeah.
Finally, thank you for saying that. 'Cause I'm going to quote that about 100 times. Finally tonight, we're the LGBTQ community. So what does that mean?
Sex.
Yeah, it means that. We're all about sex and relationships. We're LGBT after all. Let's play another game. Our game asks, who would you do? Who would you do, Paul? And what would you do?
I thought
Scott?
the Tom Daly bit was in the last.
Right, exactly. And we're going to ask those two questions about three different interesting people. Tonight, our game is called Shag, Marry, Chop. And you're kind of a virgin at It's Happening Out. We have played this game for 3.5 years, since the first episode. In either the first or second or third episode of It's Happening Out, we thought, the game was called Fuck, Marry, Kill, the original name that all of us played.
You said that.
And yes, I apologize, you two. And, no, not really. And we thought it would be funny because 3.5 years ago, you know who was president. So we played with three interesting people of Donald Trump and Donald Jr. and Eric Trump. And did not realize that when you're playing a kill in the game, you can't include the president. They pulled the show down live while we were on the air.
Really?
So now we play Shag, Marry, Chop. Okay. So our theme is spring is finally here. So we're going outside with some cool hobbies. This week we're digging up, get it, dinosaurs with Fossil Daddy, enjoying the shore with calisthenics. Thank you, David. And growing plants with Andy Sun 89. Thanks for that. All right. Oh, he's cute. All right, let's start with the only girl at the table, John Hayden, who.
All right, I am going to shag Fossil Daddy.
Why?
Oh, because I could just run my hands through that chest hair all night long.
Really, you're a hairy guy?
For him, sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
You know, it makes me wonder. He's probably showing that picture, but really, when you show up at his door, there's no hair.
Catfish.
Right.
Still gonna hit it.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna marry Kyle's Thenix, or Kyle's the Knicks, as I like to say, and because just look at him.
Yeah, I'm looking at the lighthouse.
I could wake up next to that every day for like 6 weeks, and that's enough for marriage for me. Yeah. And that means I've got to chop, because he's got a lot of ink, but I don't know, just something about it. It just looks like it's just like one printer's error away from being white nationalist ink, and I don't. It's just too close.
They kind of look the same.
Yeah, and Scott Galvin, who are you shagging?
I totally have to agree with John. You know, same order, same people.
So say it out loud.
Fossil Daddy Shag.
Yeah.
Kyle's the Knicks. Marry.
And why would you marry him versus the other two?
Because he's outgoing, and from the pictures that he's showing there, he's got himself doing a lot of different hobbies. He's not just doing any one thing, so he looks like he's a regular guy. Fossil Daddy's great looking, but you wonder what's going on upstairs, if anything.
Oh wait, you have just you don't think he's bright by these images?
He's got nice shells, but I don't know. If
he has nice shelves, Faye. Wait, he could be a lesbian. He's got great shelves.
Totally
I love what he bought at Home Depot. There we go. All right, and the chop is Andy.
Just because Andy's a little, I don't know. I like the comparison you made about the tattoos. Too many tattoos, I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, not a big fan. And Paul, who? Hello.
Well, I was trying to look over here.
Wait, I just got hit up on Grindr. What?
So I get to shag one. I really want to shag calisthenics guy.
Really? And that is why calisthenics guy. And why is that?
Well, I guess he'd be my type, I guess.
What's your type?
You know, athletic and
I'm trying to figure out if I can fall into, or I can pretend I'm that.
like that would be a shag type for sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And your Mary is, who are you going to marry? I know who you're going to marry.
I mean, I have to marry one?
Yes. That's, see.
Why do we have to do everything they do?
This is like RuPaul's Drag Race. Everything is real.
Really?
I have to take off my mask when I lip sync.
If I have to marry one, then I'll marry the fossil daddy one.
Thank you. I already knew that.
I could train him.
Yeah. Oh. You and I wouldn't get along at all. and you're going to chop Andy's son.
I guess, you know, except I like tattoos.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I could marry him.
Yeah. You've already told us you're not marrying him. You're chopping him.
Yeah.
So you're living with him.
I can't
Chop,
believe
yeah.
it's so
I have to
Yeah.
chop it.
Have you ever watched RuPaul's Drag Race? You know it's not real.
I have. I have.
Wait,
when she was in New York.
I know. All right. All right. And Faye.
FayWhat?
Who are you, Shaggy?
So I'm shagging calisthenics.
Oh, why is that? Now, you're
He
the
looks
only one that did.
He looks very agile. He looks like, you know, we can have some fun in bed.
Yeah.
And so then I'm going to marry Fossil Daddy. It just looks like, I don't know, he looks like he can cook. Doesn't he look like he can cook? Right?
Yeah, he's a.
I like
he
it.
does.
Define fun in bed. What's fun in bed for a
calisthenics?
lesbian? Yeah, for a gay.
Oh, yeah, no, like we're flipping, we're doing Cirque du Soleil. You're throwing me all around the bed. I'm throwing you all around the bed. I mean, yeah, there's, you know, we're working up a sweat, baby.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. And Fossil Daddy is your
And
marriage?
Fossil Daddy, I'm marrying him because he looks like he can cook. Look at him, Al. Doesn't he look like he can make a good sauce?
Yeah, I bet he can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've already said enough tonight. I'm
And
stepping.
Andy's son is out
And I have
again.
to chop Andy's son just because, like, he's very loud. And, you know, I'm a very shy girl that likes to blend.
Don't you think it's funny that all of y'all have chopped Andy's son 89? And don't you wonder that if there wouldn't have been a January 6th, we probably wouldn't be chopping him as quickly as we are. He's being typecast. That's what it is, typecast. I think you're cute, Andy's son 89. All right.
Call Al.
Yeah.
Andy's son.
All right. Before we end the show, we introduce you to our sponsor, Jet's Pizza. If you're coming to South Florida for spring break, you have to try this pizza of choice for the LGBTQ community, Jet's Pizza. It's really great. We're getting ready to. What are you doing with your
Spring
mouth?
break munchies. This is it.
You
I
know,
trust.
when a gay man sees a mouth move that way, they're not thinking about pizza anymore.
Yeah,
All right.
Faye, does yours have anchovies?
Of course it has anchovies. Always got to have a little bit of fish.
All right. Well, that's it, South Florida. That's it, America. Another week with you and the world's first and most popular LGBTQ talk show in the world. Before we sign off, let's hear from our host for one final good night. And now, Paul, the bit here is that you get to talk about something in your good night.
Again?
Prepare. No, this is the first time you've
No,
said good
and
night.
he's like, again?
Oh.
Say good night again.
Scott Galvin, a good night from you.
Yeah, it was nice having a career. It was nice having a job. But all of those things ended tonight. But I've wholly enjoyed being with everybody tonight and being part of the fun.
Yeah, there's so many parents that are on our switchboard right now that would like to talk to you.
Just skip over me.
And no, Paul, I'm coming to you now. A good night from Paul
I
Thomas.
think Paul already called his Uber. I don't know. Like, he's like, did you?
Wait,
are you gonna
are
get
we
to me
done?
right now? I gotta go. I got pizza to eat. I gotta go.
You know, this has been a lot of fun.
But, you know, Eduardo's outside of the Corona. I gotta get out there, you know?
Time's up. All right, a good night from you, Paul.
Yes, lots of laughter. Had a great time. Have a good night.
And anything that you want to remind us about for April?
Miami Beach Pride, April 1st to the 10th.
Thank you. And Paul, you've been fun here tonight. And John Hayden. And as we speak, we're live. South Florida Gay News is in the printer right now. There's so many stories that you're going to read on stands tomorrow that's going to have this byline that says, John Hayden. John Hayden, a good night from you.
I will be doing my laundry this weekend, and you can read about that in this week's SFGN online on stands tomorrow. I will then, during the drying cycle, I will be laying out by my pool in the hammock. There's a preview of that with pictures in tomorrow's SFGN on stands and online.
He may or may not have hair. So
You know, that's right. It's called catfishing. Catfishing. All right, and a final good night from FayWhat.
FayWhat? Good night, everyone. It's been fun being at this table with you boys tonight. My Lord, we've laughed and we've talked about serious stuff. You know, no other place in the world does something like this. You know, I love the diversity at this table right now. I love being a lesbian and representing my people. We're gonna have a great time this weekend at Tampa Pride and at Palm Beach Pride. Hide your wives, because FayWhat is coming to town.
Tampa coming to Palm Beach. Absolutely right. Is what you watch tonight important to you? As I always say, you sit right here at a literal LGBTQ kitchen table, right along with us. It's an important time. We see lots of things. Scott's here tonight because we've watched what's happening to our LGBTQ youth. They are our future. We must protect them. We have to be able to help them get to the point where they don't need protection anymore and they can make decisions on their own. But until that time, we have to stand up for them. Absolutely. It's also a super exciting time. Miami Beach and Tampa and Palm Beach, Orlando coming in the fall. We are going as the presenting sponsors of Gay Days and OMW in Orlando the exact same weekend. What that says is we are getting back in the world. And Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out is going to document every step of the way. We're broadcasting this weekend 5 events live. When has that ever happened before? We're coming out of pandemic and we're getting ready to celebrate. And as we come out of pandemic and we get ready to celebrate and we go through this year as we approach a critically important election in November, the LGBTQ community is going to prove, are we community or are we not? We are. And in doing that, make sure you come here every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. live. And don't forget, we tell the news of South Florida, of Florida and the world every night at Queer News Tonight, daily at 8 p.m. Hotspots Magazine is publishing. WMEG, the Stonewall Pride, is getting ready to happen in June. And remember, above all else, whatever it is that you follow, South Florida Gay News, Queer News Tonight, whatever it is, whatever event you participate in, whatever pride you go to watch or march in a parade to stand up for our rights, remember, if it's important to you, it's happening out. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.